Right. So that TD event doesn't start until 12:50. So if you're racing off for the TD session, you've got 15 more minutes. You can chill, sit back, kick back. How many people have smartphones here? Yeah. Wait. The better way is to ask who doesn't have a smartphone. So nobody's willing to. Well, yeah, but you're 12, right? But do you have one? What's your name, the 11-year-old? What's your name? Charlotte, do you have a smartphone? You don't have an iPod? Yeah. Okay, you have an iPod, but not a smartphone. Okay. Well, there's this great service that I saw when it emerged, something called Shazam. Has anybody heard of Shazam? Yeah. So who hasn't heard of Shazam? One person? That's pretty amazing, isn't it? This is one of the most amazing platforms that I've ever seen. It was the coolest thing in the world because the way that you did it was you held up, your phone to detect music. And it doesn't get any better than this when you can actually listen to the founding story of how this app, this service came to be. And that's exactly what we do have here. So we have Chris Barton, who is the founder of this. He's on the board. He's worked for many, many, many other companies. He's about to tell us about the origin story of how Shazam came to be. So without further ado, Chris, if you could join us on stage, that would be wonderful if you just stopped. Chris. That's it.
Hello. This is super exciting for me because sometimes I've been involved in conferences, at mobile conferences, and at mobile conferences, everyone's passionate about mobile, or music conferences where everyone's passionate about music. But definitely, the most passionate people are entrepreneurs who are just passionate about passion. And I just love entrepreneurship conferences. And I also get a chance to learn from other speakers. So for example, if you're into skateboarding, you stand on the edge of the stage and practice your skateboarding while you're talking. Now that was really inspiring to Mike's talk. But, hello, test. We're gonna be testing some audio here since this is a Shazam talk, so like Toby, I have some stories around difficulties and challenges. And that's one of the themes about Shazam. So with Shazam, we faced harder times than we thought. With Shazam, we hit a period that was difficult, just like many entrepreneurs hit. And if there was one theme from my story today, it's about plowing through those difficult times. Because as an entrepreneur, you might hit a difficult day, as Toby mentioned, a difficult breakfast, a difficult week, a difficult month. And in the case of Shazam, we hit a difficult 6 years. But I thought I'd start that story off on a positive note. And that positive note was the summer of 2002, a long time ago. And in the summer of 2002, we were on top of the world because we were just about to launch our service for the first time. We had been working on Shazam for 2.5 years, and it had been very difficult, but it had gone really well. And now we're basically super excited because we were going to change the world, and all the things that we had said were going to be really difficult had kind of come into place. These are my 3 other co-founders with me here. So we had what we thought was a fantastic concept, because we just thought everyone hears songs and they want to know what they are. It happens when you're driving in the car. It happens when you're in a bar, in a movie theater, in a laundromat, could be anywhere, in a grocery store, and we thought, we're going to solve that problem. What a great concept that's going to be. We're going to be able to identify music. And what was really great, sorry, I must be going too fast here. What was really great is at that time, there was really almost nothing you could do with your mobile phone. So you could make a phone call, and you could send a text message, and there was one other thing you could do, which was download a ringtone. And now we were going to introduce something new, something really cool you could do with your mobile phone. And anyone with a mobile phone would be able to do it because all we needed was the microphone and the ability to send you a text message. So we thought we had something truly magical, which is why we called it Shazam. And we also had done what seemed like the impossible. We'd invented this incredible technology that could work in a really challenging, noisy environment. It could work across all these issues: noise, voice compression in the phone, speed variation thanks to DJs changing the speed, and then if the DJs had digital systems, pitch correction, reverberation, as you might get in a room like this, and all the statistical scaling, computational scaling problems that you would have with computers. We had gone to professors at Stanford, MIT, and they all said that to invent a music recognition technology that could work across all these problems at scale was impossible. And we found a co-founder from Stanford who had 4 degrees from Stanford, including digital signal processing, PhD. And even he thought it was impossible. And then finally, one day, he cracked the code, and he came up with an approach to handle the 2 most difficult challenges in any form of pattern recognition when encountered at the same time, and that's noise and scale. And he invented this technology that was essentially a spectrogram, 3-dimensional plot between frequency, time, and energy peaks. And that was what enabled us to start to build towards launching the service. So to give you a sense of how difficult this problem was, we're going to see if this audio system works here. And if it doesn't, I may not be able to show you. First, I'm going to play for you a short clip of a piece of music. And then I'll play for you what our systems would collect when you heard that same exact piece of music and you had your mobile phone in a bar. So that created a challenge for us. But we conquered it. And then with that incredible demo on a computer, we were able to then go out and raise money, and in probably the most difficult times to raise money in the last 100 years, right after the dot-com bubble had popped, 2001. We pitched to over 100 venture capital firms. No one wanted to invest in anything, especially not consumer plays. But we found some brave souls who gave us $7.5 million. And then with that $7.5 million, we got our amazing offices in central London and hired an amazing team of about 30 stellar engineers. We had another 30 college students, high school students, working around the clock to help prepare all the music that we would need. And we were able to execute and really execute with that $7.5 million. We built from the grounds up a digital fingerprint database of all music because there was no Spotify, there was no iTunes.